Hello, my friend, and welcome to Pro Wrestling Daily. My name is Aaron Machbitz. Let's talk about the status of WrestleMania 43. Originally, we knew that WrestleMania 42 was going to be in New Orleans, which would have been fucking awesome. Then WWE decided to get greedy and go back to Las Vegas, and they're paying for that decision as we speak. We are very close to WrestleMania, and ticket sales are very much down, lower than they've ever been, because WWE decided to get greedy and go back to Las Vegas for a second year in a row when they should have went to New Orleans, Louisiana. Now, the build up to WrestleMania 42, some might say, has been very mediocre, but I think things are picking up with Roman Reigns and CM Punk, and now specifically with Randy Orton going absolutely nuts, Viper, Apex, Predator mode on Cody Rhodes. So I think those two matches are the main events of night one and night two, and the matches that are going to carry and elevate WrestleMania 42 to make it a quality, memorable WrestleMania. But there's going to be a lot of stuff that people remember about WrestleMania 42 outside of the matches, like how high the ticket prices were, how WWE decided to go back to Las Vegas, and all things of that nature. And so that's WrestleMania 42 coming up in a few weeks. And then you have WrestleMania 43, which WWE already announced that it's going to be in Saudi Arabia. Now, there's been a bunch of PLEs in Saudi Arabia. Royal Rumble was there at the beginning of the year of 2026. I believe Night of Champions in this summer sometime is there in 2026. And then next April of 2027 will supposedly be WrestleMania 43. Now, you have to remember the WWE Saudi Arabia deal or partnership, I think was a 10-year partnership, 2018 to 2027, valued at roughly $1 billion. So it provides WWE $100 million annually for 2 premium live events per year in Saudi Arabia. That's the deal. A $1 billion partnership that I think ends in 2027. I'm not 100% sure on that. So they get $100 million annually for those 2 PLEs. So, of course, they're going to try and do the big ones there for getting that type of money from Saudi Arabia. So they did a Royal Rumble. It was okay. Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia was okay. Now they're trying to go to WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia, and WWE reportedly, rumor, secured a massive $250 million deal from Saudi Arabia to host WrestleMania. So it's different than the partnership they have, which is 2 shows per year, PLEs for $100 million, equaling the $1 billion for the 10-year partnership. But just to host WrestleMania, Saudi Arabia reportedly gave WWE $250 million. So you can easily see from a business sense why WWE would decide to go to Saudi Arabia and do all these things in Saudi Arabia. Now, is it in the best interest of their fans? No. Is it in the best interest of WrestleMania? No. Is the best choice for the first international, really? I mean, I think they've done in Canada. That's really still in North America. Obviously, that is still in North America. But to expand past that for the first time ever, they choose Saudi Arabia? No. Europe deserves the first sort of international WrestleMania outside of North America, not Saudi Arabia. And now I say all this because the status of WWE's upcoming shows in Saudi Arabia, Night of Champions in 2026 and potentially WrestleMania in 2027, is under discussion because of the ongoing conflicts and war in the Middle East. Now, we're obviously not going to discuss the war at all. That's not what this channel is for, but war is horrible, war is bad, and I hope all things in the Middle East come to a freeze or conflict or peace as soon as humanly possible. That's the only thing that really matters. Human life matters. Every life is made in the image of God, divine image of God, and I hope all the conflicts in the Middle East come to a peaceful resolution as soon as humanly possible. But no one knows. Speaking on just a wrestling sense and having events in Saudi Arabia, nobody knows exactly when this war or conflict will end, because war and conflict is very, very unpredictable. Human beings are very, very unpredictable. And so obviously there has to be discussions about what's happening because Iran is pretty much attacking everyone in the Middle East, including Saudi Arabia. And so you have to have really deep discussions about the security and safety of the wrestlers when they're performing in the Middle East. And especially if you're going to have WrestleMania there, which is more than one night. It's a Hall of Fame. It's the convention. It's the signings. It's night one. It's night two. It's a 4 or 5 day overhaul. Usually at these WrestleManias, there's independent shows and there's WrestleCon and all these types of things. I don't assume those people are going to make it all the way out to Saudi Arabia, so the WrestleMania experience will be totally different. That's another reason why you probably shouldn't have it in Saudi Arabia, because the fans don't get to experience everything that WrestleMania week has to offer like they would in New Orleans or Las Vegas or even in Europe. But what's most important is the safety of the fans and the safety of the wrestlers, and so you have to seriously discuss what might be the best thing moving forward. And so maybe WWE kind of rights its wrongs. They maybe push. They're going to go to Saudi Arabia for WrestleMania at some point. They secured a $250 million deal on top of their already partnership with Saudi Arabia. Maybe they go in 2028. Hopefully then all things in the Middle East are frozen and it's peace and all that type of stuff. And so it's very easy for people to travel to Saudi Arabia and go see that show and watch WrestleMania. And so maybe they just switch WrestleMania 42 and WWE rights their wrongs, and they host and they have New Orleans, Louisiana host WrestleMania 43. That would be awesome. And then we could have the indie shows, the WrestleCons, all of that stuff at WrestleMania in New Orleans. New Orleans is a fucking great city to have a WrestleMania. It's been there many times before, maybe one or two. Many times, maybe one or two. Not 100% sure on that. But no, at least once, I think maybe twice. Go back there a third time. Don't go back to Las Vegas for another 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years potentially, and have WrestleMania 43 in New Orleans, Louisiana. And then if really WWE all they want is the money and the money and the money, then they'll eventually do WrestleMania 44 in Saudi Arabia for their $250 million check. But I think the Night of Champions that's coming up in a couple months after WrestleMania, I think that should be totally removed from the schedule, because the safety of the fans and the wrestlers is most important. But that's what I think about that. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and then like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time.